we have yet another aspect to deal with, and that is pattern of acquiring material. I mean, in what fashion you should be buying material? And that is really important. Let's understand that. And before we do that, we have to understand two different costs. That is ordering cost, and the other one is holding cost. Now, if you are new to business and how the business is managed, if I ask you that what is the best way, like you need a certain raw material, then what do you think? Should we be buying all of the material we need or we are going to need in 1 year all at once? Or should we be buying the material as and when we need? Well, the decision for this depends on many respects, on many factors. And one of the factors is the ordering and holding cost. Ordering cost is the cost of ordering. Every time you place an order with the supplier, it is going to cost you, like the communication cost, handling cost, transportation cost. So if you consider holding cost as your major proportion, what you will be doing is you just want to order once and have all the stock for the whole year at once. That will save you ordering cost, because most of the time ordering cost doesn't change whether you place one order or 12 orders. It's the same. So why not just place one order and have all the goods with you, right? You might be thinking that this is the best option we can have. Like keeping aside, like ignoring the cash problems for a minute. If we have no problem with the cash, we have a lot of it with us. Why not just buy everything all at once and hold it? Well, it's not really easy. Let me give you another part of the story. When you buy the stock and it is with you for the whole 1 year, you are not going to consume all at once. Rather, you will be consuming one by one piece at a time for the whole year. Now, in order to keep the stock in good shape so that it stays usable, it is still good for your production process, you have to keep it safe. You have to secure it. You have to consider its safety. And to do that, you incur cost. You incur resources. You have to build a godown, you might have to take a building on rent, hire guards who can just secure the facility where you have that stock. Like it must be having a fortune. You must have invested a fortune in it. You have bought the material for a whole 1 year. So it is expensive, it is valuable. So the cost that you are going to incur to keep it safe, to keep it sound, to hold it in a good shape, it is holding cost. So at one instance when you were thinking that, okay, let's just place one order for the whole lot of goods we will be using for 1 year and save ordering cost, you will be incurring a lot of holding cost. And on the other hand, if you think that we are going to incur a lot of holding cost and let's just order only those number of units which we need for the production, you will have to place a lot of orders. So you are kind of in a dilemma that if you try to reduce ordering cost, your holding cost is going to go up. And if we try to reduce holding cost, your ordering cost will go up. Okay, so what's the solution? What can you do here? Well, one way to solve this problem, or one technique, is that we start using economic order quantity. This is one technique. We can apply this technique in a mathematical form or also in graphical form. But let's understand the easier part the easier part first, and that is mathematical way of getting an economic order quantity. As the name is suggesting, whatever quantity will be given to you out of this technique, it will be the most economical one in terms of ordering and holding cost. We are not saying about the purchase cost of the material. No. Purchase cost of material doesn't have anything to do with ordering and holding cost. That is a separate story. What we are trying to do so far is we are trying to keep the ordering and holding cost as low as possible, because that also adds up to the cost and expense of your business, isn't it? So keeping the ordering cost and holding cost to its lowest, it will keep your profits good also. Okay, so economic order quantity is one of the techniques that can help us, giving us the amount of material we should be buying every order so that our ordering and holding cost is kept at its lowest. Now the formula that we use is following. Say 2 multiplied by annual demand, that means the number of units that you need every year, multiplied by ordering cost per order, divided by holding cost per unit for a period. Now that period can be 1 year, can be 1 month, it depends. Okay, but it will be the cost for 1 unit. Okay, let me just extend it a bit. Here you have. Okay, 2 annual demand, ordering cost per order, and holding cost for a period, or simply holding cost per unit. Okay, let's take an example. Hold on, let me find a question for you. Alright, so here is the question. Suppose there is a ABC Limited manufactures electronic items, and for this they require silicon as their raw material. The annual demand for silicon is, let's say, 50,000 kilograms. To obtain a certain quantity of silicon, the ordering cost is, let's say, $500 per order, whereas cost of holding 1 kg of silicon is $2.30. Alright, now let's understand that how much kilograms of silicon we should be ordering each order. Okay. Remember, 50,000 is your annual demand. That is the quantity of raw material you need for a whole 1 year. And definitely, you're not going to consume all of it at once. Okay. So 2 multiplied by 50,000 multiplied by 500 divided by 2.30 and square root. Don't forget that part. So if you solve this, you get what? 2 multiplied by 50,000 multiplied by 500. You get like 50 million, I think. Yeah, 50 million. Divide by 2.30. Okay, when we take a square root of whatever we have here, we get this 4,662.5. Okay, so if we round it up, it gets 4,600. Okay, let's just keep it this way. I mean 4,662.5. What it means will be that you will be ordering 4,662 kgs and then half kg above it, right? Now, this technique says that your ordering and holding cost will be at its lowest if you place this much order every time. Alright, now let's see, let's prove. Let's have a proof of this. In order to calculate your total ordering cost, what you have to do is, first of all, you have to calculate number of orders. Now the number of orders you need depends on the annual demand. You need 50,000 kgs, and every time if you are placing an order of 4,662.5, you will be placing how many orders during the year then? 10.72 orders. Okay. Or in other words, you will be placing 11 orders. Right? Because 10 orders will be for the same 4,662 units, but the 11th order is going to be for the lesser amount of units. That's why it is 10.72 and not 11 completely. Okay? But if we round it up, it will be 11 orders. We cannot have orders in decimals, isn't it? Now the cost for 11 orders will be how much? 11 multiplied by 500 gives you what? 5,500. Okay, let's move on to total holding cost now. Now for holding cost, you need average amount of inventory that you hold in a particular period. Now what's going to happen? Let's understand this. It's a bit technical. During the year, whenever your stock will be falling to zero, you will be placing an order and you will suddenly have the full amount with you. And then again it will fall to zero, and then you place an order and it will be filled up again with 4,662 units, and gradually it will be falling to zero again. Okay, so on average you will be having how many units with you at a certain amount, in a certain period. it will be quite an average number of units. So it will be from 0 to 4662.5 divided by 2. Okay. And average number of units that you will be holding will be, in this case, 2331.25. multiplied by $2.30 equals 5,361 or 62. Okay, now if you sum these two costs up, for total cost equals total ordering cost plus total holding cost, which is 5,500 plus 5,362 equals 10,862. Okay, now this is your cost of ordering and holding. Now according to this technique, it says that if you try to place an order lesser and higher than these amount of units, then the cost is going to be more than this, even if you place lesser number of lesser number of orders or higher number of orders. So let's see whether we are right about this or not. At the moment, remember, we are placing an order of 4,662.5 kgs. Now suppose we are going to place an order of 2,000 kgs. That's one situation. And the other situation is that we are going to place an order of 8,000 kgs. Go on, try these two options. Calculate the ordering and holding cost under these two situations, like for 2,000 kgs and 8,000 kgs, and then sum up the costs and see whether this technique is telling you truth or not. Will you do it? Can you do it? Okay, go on. You have 5 minutes to do this. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's do it together. For 2,000 kgs level, your total ordering cost will be 50,000 divided by 2,000 equals to 25,000 orders you will have to place. And each order is 50. It's quite a lot. No, sorry, 25. Oh, come on. What am I doing? 500. Okay, so 25 multiplied by 50. Multiplied by 500 gives you 12,500. Okay. Big ordering cost, and then total holding cost, however, be 0. 2,000 equals 2,000 divided by 2. So 1,000 multiplied by 2.3 gives you 2,300. How are you saying that it is 18,050? Anyways, In this case, your total cost will be 12,500 plus 2,300. So it will be 14,800. Okay. We want to check whether with 8,000 kgs, your total ordering cost in this case will be, sorry, number of orders. I have to make an amendment here as well, number of orders. Should be like 50,000 divided by 8,000. This will give me the number of orders, which is 10. No? Really? Let's see. No, 6.25. So it will be like 7 orders, because you cannot place 6 orders. You will have 6 complete orders with 8,000 kgs, and then another order with a lesser amount of units. So it will be 7 multiplied by 500 gives you 3,500, and then holding cost will be 0 plus 8,000 equals 8,000 divided by 2 equals 4,000 multiplied by 2.3 equals how much? 4,000 multiplied by 2.3 equals 9,200. Okay, so your total cost is 9,200 plus 3,500, which is exactly what you said, 12,700. Now you see, and here we have 14,800, where in our previous economic order quantity basis was 10,000, and here also it doesn't solve the problem. You just take the cost more again. So we understood that yes, this technique is working. Okay, so now we know that with this formula you can have the amount of inventory you need to order every time, so that your ordering and holding cost will be kept at low.
Now, if we talk about other methods to determine economic order quantity, then we have the graphical method as well. And the application of concept is, on the base of it, is not very different. It's the same as we know under mathematical method as well. When we calculate the economic order quantity under mathematical method, you must have seen that your ordering cost and holding cost tends to be equal to each other, and they, or even if they are not equal, they will be really close to each other. I mean, there will be minor difference between these two amounts, but most of the time, if you calculate the values, the ordering cost, total of ordering cost and total of holding cost for a period will be almost the same. And that's where your total cost of ordering and holding will be at its minimum. Any other option, I mean, if you place an order other than the economic order quantity, your total will be more than the total that we have calculated in the economic order quantity. Okay, because either your holding cost will be more or your ordering cost is going to increase. Okay, now coming back to the graphical method, in this what happened is we have two costs, the same ones, ordering and holding cost. This blue line represents the holding cost. As the number of units increases, your holding cost is also going to increase, right? And however, for the ordering cost, we know if we increase the order size, your number of orders is going to reduce. So resultantly, the ordering cost will also reduce. and it will follow a curve fashion because it will not be decreasing in a straight line. Alright, however, the total of these two costs is sum of holding and ordering cost, and if we look at this graph, because the holding cost was decreasing more than the increase, the rate of fall in the ordering cost was more than the rate of increase in the holding cost. That's why your total cost was on fall. But as the holding cost starts to go above ordering cost, and also the dip in ordering cost has slowed down, your total cost will start increasing again after a certain point. Okay, now just like in mathematical method, we have understood that the point where ordering and holding costs are equal to each other will be the point at which your economic order quantity lies. Okay, so what we'll do is the point at which the ordering and holding costs are intersecting each other, we'll draw a perpendicular on x-axis, and that will give us the number of units, okay, that we must be ordering in each level, and the resultant cost of ordering at this level can be determined by drawing a perpendicular on y-axis. Okay, so the basic implication of this method is that the point where the two costs are intersecting each other, that's the point where your total cost will be at its minimum, and also it will give you the amount of units you should be ordering each order. Okay, if we look at how economic order quantity is determined using a tabular method, what we do is, this is basically a hit and trial method. We'll be calculating ordering cost and holding cost for several number of orders, okay, and whichever is giving us the least cost, we'll be going with that one. Now I'm actually continuing the same question that I've done before, on which the same one I did applied the mathematical approach and calculated the EOQ, and that's where we get the economic order quantity equals to 3,500, but I calculated the ordering and holding cost for few of the order sizes smaller than 3,500 and 3 orders that are more than 3,500 and their corresponding ordering and holding cost, and then the total costs. Now if we look, what we do in tabular method is we try to find an order size which gives us first of all the least amount of cost, and this is which gives us the least amount of cost. So 3,500 in our situation is the economic order quantity, and if we see that the holding and ordering cost for the other order sizes, see that 2,000 it's reducing to 4,140 and it's further reducing, and then it reaches 4,200, but after that your holding cost will be increasing proportionally more than the decrease in the ordering cost, and that's why again your total cost will be pushed up, and now you see that it's again increasing. Okay, so for an order size smaller than economic order quantity, what happens is you can see that your ordering cost is more than holding cost, and because of higher ordering cost your total cost is higher. But as you increase the order size, definitely your ordering cost will be reducing, as you can see, but resultantly your holding cost will start increasing. So, and that's again after a certain point where the two are equal. Well, in our situation they are completely equal to each other, but it can be possible that they are not exactly equal but really close to each other, and then it starts increasing. So what we have to look while determining the economic order quantity, we'll have to see the total cost. Whichever combination is giving us, or order size giving us the least amount of cost, will be going with that one. Okay, any order more than the economic order quantity or smaller than the order quantity will be having a higher total cost and not able to save the money. So how fascinating this method is that it just tells us that the way in which you are buying the material, just by changing that pattern, you can save money. You don't have to select another raw material or do anything. Just change your habit of buying material and you will start saving the money. This is what the power of cost accounting is. Okay, after that, after talking about the economic order quantity and the resultant aspects connected with the bulk order discounts, the next topic is about the different inventory levels we hold. So far, we have covered about the material valuation, and then we understood the order size and everything, and how you can save money. And next topic is going to be inventory levels. Okay, that's where we have minimum level, maximum level, and we define different levels for different purposes, and I will be explaining that to you in that. Okay.